I talked yesterday about scaling into my position when I saw a rejection off of this RSI, so let's just bring it up right away. So a couple days ago we saw how there was this huge inflection on the downside of the RSI, and we were going to look for a little bit of a relief and a little bit of a small rally. We saw that yesterday, and then I said we were looking for a rejection because this is on the downside trend, and you see the SMA line pointing on the way down. So off of that rejection, we're looking to go bearish. That is what happened today. So I did scale into my positions today. So just to give you an exact number here for SQQQ, I had a position open originally for 44.61. It was originally up 16% when I doubled my position size at 51.67, and then that brought my new average to 48.21, which is currently up 12% still right now. So given the fact that I doubled my position size, what that means is my potential gain so far is up nearly 50%. I do have a open position on the S&P 500 as far as a short, but I did not add to that at all. SQQQ just has a better advantage as far as leverage in your capital. So let's just start with the Heikin-Ashi candles on the S&P 500. On the daily, it is a little early. If you bring up the 2 hour, you can see that it's just because there is that little bit of a slight rally right here towards the end of the day. But this is going down. It's following the bottom end of this trend line. We talked about yesterday having this floor here. It might consolidate a little bit or potentially bounce a little bit more back up before falling back through. But nonetheless, I feel pretty good about it. And the reason why is because if we bring up the daily chart again, we have the TSI. There's a clear red cloud to the downside. There was bearish divergence right here with the TSI as well as the RSI, and it hit all the checkpoints that we talked about earlier with the RSI right here. And so that is why I decided to scale in. If you bring up a new trade idea I have, now I put a order in for this, but as far as I'm aware, at least right now, it has not been filled yet. But my new order is on Nvidia, and you can see this bearish divergence was forming since back in November 15th. Price action was rising while the RSI and the TSI was heading in a downtrend. And actually way back here we talked about entering in a short position. It was just a hypothetical trade. I didn't actually take it. It was kind of an on-the-fly thing while I went through my watch list. This line here was what I had represented for a stop loss. So this one looks like it actually would have stopped out if we took that trade. And so that kind of gives you a little bit of a lesson here, is maybe you want to just give a little bit more room and have it up a little bit more. So the what I put in for Nvidia is I put in a stop order for about 178. A stop loss order at 178 and a take profit order at about 112-ish, because we're looking at this floor right here. And you could even maybe do it a little bit higher just to be safe, but that's a good lesson for you. Just give yourself a little bit of room there. But nonetheless, you win some, you lose some, you enter some, you don't. I'm hoping to enter this Nvidia trade, and if we do, I will track this one just like I'm tracking my SQQQ and my S&P 500 positions. I'm going to track my positions with you, and the ones that I track, I'm going to follow them on the channel all the way through. I'm not just going to disappear on the ones that don't play out and just play the ones that do play out. But with that said, just keep in mind that I'm not going to necessarily say every position I have open, just because I don't want to limit myself to having to make sure I do that. I want the freedom to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about on the channel. So with that said, thank you for I think we're at about 145 subscribers. I appreciate all the likes, comments. Hit the notification bell if you want to see all my latest content. Thank you.